Hello fellow office workers, my name is Dex. Today we're going to play the Stanley Parable. You are now up to speed, so let's get right to it. So what is the Stanley Parable? This is quite an old game, don't remember when it actually released. But the interesting part about this game is that you're playing this guy in the office and it's story based, so you get the lovely narrator voice telling you what to do. And if you do everything he says, you'll get a nice and happy ending. However, he doesn't tell you all the possibilities that you can do. And actually, rather than confusing you with what this game is all about, maybe I should just go ahead and show you. The end is never, which is true because seeing that you have so many choices beyond the narrator's talk,
this is the story of a man
there we go.
named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay,
And
so
then
you're...
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so to wrap things up, he is a office worker, he's basically a mind-controlled robot, and the narrator is going to take us through what we need to do. But like I said, there are multiple choices, which means the game has multiple endings. Therefore, I will try to go through all of them in a series of episodes. And I guess let the game begin.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The meeting room. Okay, let's just follow what the narrator says for now. And see where that gets us. Is this the meeting room? Is that the meeting room? Nope. Seems to be some work in the office here. This looks like a meeting room. There's something on the board there I can't quite see. Ah, sales in this quarter. Nope, door's locked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So this is a perfect example of the narrator telling you what you need to do, and you having multiple choices. Let's just follow what he says for now. Okay, all seems fine. And we got to the meeting room. Do not alter without consulting
Yet
whiteboard
there was
manager.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside it. Ah, come on, I was reading that, damn it. Jesus, put it back. So shrimp. Okay, everyone is unique. You most of all. Come on, put the one with the how to solve conflict. Number of slides on this slide. Yeah, that pretty much sums up business experience right there. Of course, yeah, how could we forget the charts? Okay, more charts. Even more charts. The boss appreciation minute. Of course we like to thank our boss. Jesus, the ass kissing is amazing. Interpersonal conflict. Of course, recipe for success. We always get one of those. Metamorphosis. What in the hell? Pollution? A boat? Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. Words to live by. So this one, how to solve a dispute. Let it ball up inside of you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. And the cycle continues. Shift global market. Monetize free-to-play. Oh no, no, do not monetize free-to-play. Okay, I guess we're done with that. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, if you say so.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs we go then, Mr. Narrator. I totally trust that you won't get me killed. This executive bathroom. Of course the boss has an executive bathroom. What is this? The secretary's computer. Boss's office. I don't know what this is. It's locked. Don't care.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
I can understand.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Obviously. So it's 2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, okay. This is ominous. Is there something hiding over here? No. Nothing of interest. Are you going to tell me what to do about this button, Mr. Narrator? Hit it with my face, will that help? Nope. And we press it. Keep loading, 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 loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
It's because... Okay. This suddenly turned into a horror game. It's because Stanley is a robot.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Should I not mind the escape pointer here? It says escape. I said I'm gonna follow the narrator for this one. Let's just follow him. Door's locked behind me. I'm guessing this giant button with a light bulb on it turns on the lights.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Holy shit.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I'm guessing I do. Came this far. Cameras. And that's about it. Oh, cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their
Holy
true nature
shit.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Seems like it. God damn it, I want freedom. What does this do? Is an elevator?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
It would sure seem like it.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
Yeah.
own life in someone else's control?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
This reminds me of what
But
was
here
it?
was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. It reminds me of the quote from Portal 2. When life gives you lemons, throw it back at life. I don't want your damn lemons. Mind control is idle. So I'm supposed to turn it off? What the? What in the fuck just happened?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Whoa.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No
Let
longer
it go.
would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Here goes nothing.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
No. Isn't that a cute story? Beat the game? That's what we did. So if you follow what the narrator says, everything is nice and peachy. What if we don't follow what the narrator says? So that one was the freedom ending. Let's go for an ending called the coward ending. This one just means basically closing the door into your office.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
Okay, door's
The thing
locked.
to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
I guess so.
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure
I have a
beyond any
clock
doubt,
though.
was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay, so they're not telling me what to do. Basically, that's the coward ending. You lock yourself in your office and not follow your path. Okay. Let's go for the explosion ending.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Basically, the explosion ending means that we
When
refuse
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
to press the off button, and we press the on button on the mind control machine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wait a second. Before we do that,
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
no witty comment, that's all you're gonna say about it? Fine. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, I did.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for
trying.
clues to his situation.
I'm
But
pulling
his
them all
attention
off.
was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Damn it. Narrator, you're such a douche. Would you kindly open the fireplace for me?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Narrator, you're such a douche. Down we go. Where we stop? Mind control facility. Come on. Quickly.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Exactly. Time has come to push the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Of course I do. I am a strong, independent woman. Or man.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Freedom meant nothing, you say? Well, well, well.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
I don't want your
couldn't
damn
accept
lemons.
it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
It would seem so.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
See, you would like that. However...
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now.
Stop it.
Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Oh, damn it.
Moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
There's buttons here.
Time to talk about you, about me.
Oh, shit.
What all this means. I barely know.
One of them has to disable the bomb.
What's that?
No.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
I can stop this, damn it.
Only 34 seconds left.
Shit.
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are additional seconds.
Crap. Okay, press something good.
What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something
it has to be
save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
Something
that this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Oh, crap.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler.
I don't know.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
Oh, god damn it.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this, but I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Well, shit. That was intense. Oh, okay. Suddenly papers, and lots of them. Something to do with the giant nuke that exploded in the last playthrough? Maybe. Anyway, this has been the first installment of endings for the Stanley Parable. This game is crazy. Very crazy. And I'm planning on playing it more and going through all the known endings at least, and then explore some of my own. Anyway, until the next episode, you guys and gals, remember, like this video if you liked it, dislike otherwise, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you when I see you.
Please don't fall for me. I'm not trying to be on a leash, I just wanna be free. And not caught up in all these strings that be tripping my feet. I got a pocket full of dreams that I'm trying to release. Can you see?